I'm Becky, and I run a cooking school, but it's more than that. So I run a cooking school, but we have animals, we have goats and chickens, we have a big garden, and we also do more than cooking. So we make soaps, we make lotions, the girls more than boys love to come and make their own makeup too, but boys are always welcome to make makeup here. And then we also like learn how to take care of nature. So we learn how to identify plants out here, and learn what it takes to create healthy water systems, and what are native plants, what are invasive plants, and what are plants that we just don't want here. Like we've been chatting about here, poison ivy is one that we don't like here. As far as cooking goes, I like to do things from scratch. And that doesn't mean just like healthy vegetables only. It's learning how to make your favorite candy bars from scratch, your favorite cookies, like one popular things like Reese's peanut butter cups and Twix bars. How to do that all yourself, and Oreos are also really popular. I think if you ask people what do you learn here more than anything, their answer, because I've told them what to say, is that I really like people to make mistakes. Like this is where mistakes happen, and we celebrate mistakes. Like when you screw up, like that is a opportunity to learn and grow and be creative. So rarely do you get a recipe here that tells you exactly what to do. Instead, it's kind of like the show Nailed It, where it's kind of vague. And within that, you have to make decisions. So it's kind of choose your own adventure in the kitchen. So you get to choose flavors, styles, all that stuff. And then when you do make a mistake, instead of like freaking out about it and throwing it all in the trash, instead we take that and we create something altogether new with it. So creativity, learning to make mistakes, and then not freaking out about mistakes are kind of the big lessons here. We also learn how to take care of animals, which means like getting dirty and then maybe getting scratched and learning not to freak out. So we do a rule of like you can't go screaming after the chickens because you're a lot bigger than them. And if you can picture something like that much bigger than you screaming and chasing you, it wouldn't be a lot of fun. So we do learn how to take care of animals. We learn that some things are more fun than others, but hard work is kind of the name of the game out here, and fun. Yeah, typical day for me, when it's just like me and no classes going on, would be we get up pretty early, probably around 6 or so, and start the day. Taking care of the animals takes about a solid like hour and a half every morning. So I'm milking the goats, I'm feeding all the 6 babies, making sure they have fresh water. That's really important, and fresh food. Taking care of the chickens, and now that we have the baby chicks, taking care of them as well. So that's kind of the morning. Takes about an hour and a half to 2 hours of just animal care, and then I'm usually in the kitchen for about 10 hours every day cooking. So I'm working on new recipes. I'm teaching maybe some online classes right now, and then I'm also working on new soap recipes. But really, it's creating. When I'm creating new recipes, what I'm doing is I'm trying all sorts of substitutions, and I'm purposely making mistakes. So those 10 hours might be spent on just making one type of cookie, and I am making a mistake of like, oh no, what happens if I forget to do this? So that way, if you do that in the kitchen, when you're making that same recipe, I know exactly what's gonna happen, and I can better help you solve. And then in the evening, it's milking again and cleaning out goat pens. I clean out the chicken coop and goat pen every 3 days. We do a full clean on that. So, and then another big part of my day is out here in the woods where I'm building new trails. And because there's so many hills, it's building steps. So that takes a lot of work. We're cutting down dead trees. We are removing plants that don't belong here, and just general trail maintenance. So usually I'm working 6 a.m. to about 1 a.m. is when I'm done with my workday. So computer stuff is usually at night, and then everything else during the day. So tool-wise, so I am actually not, there's a rule. I'm not allowed to use chainsaws or anything too dangerous in the woods. That's just been like a generally accepted rule out here. So what I use more than anything is a hoe. And that is my favorite tool. If you're gonna ask me what tool it's gonna be, the hose it. Because with that, I can dig things out with the corner of it. I clear all the trails, so all the trails are made just with a manual tool. When it comes to building steps, having a mallet to really pound in the stakes and the steps, that helps too, and a good shovel. But a chainsaw is a must, and my husband takes care of all of that. So yeah, I would not. And then a hatchet and an axe are really useful. But again, I'm not really allowed to use those either, guys. I've been told. So I'm a klutz. I tend to hurt myself, so I've been given the hoe and that's it. I don't know if people realize like how lucky we are. We are surrounded by so many farms, like so many local farmers, and not everybody gets that. I have family who live in big cities and they don't get to go to a farm. Like I went to a farm an hour ago to pick up some veggies for upcoming classes. So what I do is I try to support local farms in a couple different ways. One is I buy all my produce from farmers that we use in my classes. I grow a lot of it, but that's not really where my focus is. I'd rather spend the money on supporting other farmers who do that because they do it so well. So that's one way, is all produce is from local farms. Another way is by having free classes. So every week I have an online class that is that features what you could buy in the farmer's market that week, or what you're getting from your CSA box, or what's growing in your garden. So helping people cook with food is how I help. And then I also, a big part is I do goat breeding. And so I have another farmer who runs a nature school in Solon called the Good Earth, and we collaborate together. So we share the same herd of goats, and we she keeps the bucks there, and we kind of collaborate that way, which is really fun. So that way it's it's a shared cost, and we both can raise the goats the right way and help each other out. When I was the Cub Scout age, I had family up in Minnesota that farmed, so we'd go visit that, and honestly I just have memories of like the chicken coop being so smelly and thinking like, why would anyone ever do this? So no, I had no plans. I grew up in Iowa City, right next to Regina, so we were in the city, and I never planned on this. But once I started the cooking school and started becoming interested in foods and healthy foods, it was just kind of a natural progression of wanting to be on the country, have some land, have chickens. So the chickens provide all the eggs for the cooking school, and really being able to, like, for me, I eat meat, but I'm really picky about the meat I eat. I need to feel good about the life that the animal led, and so I feel really lucky to be able to have livestock and treat them really well. And I feel like it's such a great relationship to give. I give them a good home, they give me milk and eggs, and so I stumbled kind of into this path, and everything honestly has just kind of happened organically. I haven't planned much, it just kind of keeps happening. So we'll see what happens next. Feel free to grab them. You can grab that one too.
Oh, I want to take you home.
Pretty chicken.
Do you want to leave honey? I can grab it. One of the babies already made it up in here.
Hey, buddy.
Oh my gosh, you are adorable. Here we go. Selfie. Ooh. Oh no.
Drop the baby goat. So cute. Oh man.
He is adorable. Come on, little dude.
Come on, guys.
So the one that Vivi's feeding is Sunny, and this is his twin Luna. So they've been bottle fed from the get-go. So their mom is right behind us there, Snowflake. So she rejected them and decided that she did not want to nurse them. She is really good to them now. And then this little guy, Warrior, he was the runt of the quads. So we had his brother Cowboy, his other brother Oakley, and then his sister Honey is up with her mom in the pen right now. So it's pretty common that goats, like if they have quadruplets, that one of them gets rejected just because she doesn't have enough milk for all of them. So he is the one that got kicked to the curb. So yeah, it's pretty funny. So he, Cowboy, and their sister Honey are going to the same farm here in about 2 weeks.
So how many do you keep?
So we're keeping Sunny. He was Vivi's birthday present. She loved him and kind of like cared for him from day one. So we're gonna keep him as a wether. So which means that we'll ban all of these actually. So we ban their testicles, and then it's a form of castration. And then Luna we'll keep, and we'll breed her next year. So not this fall, but the following fall. But and then we'll keep the moms, but I think we'll see. We're gonna kind of, from a breeder standpoint, we kind of watch to see the type of babies they throw, and then personality-wise and temperament. So we kind of select on those factors. I wish I could keep either this guy or Cowboy as a buck, just because they're so fun looking and they have really good personalities. Yes. And we did. So this guy Oakley, we still have to find a home for. He's gonna be a little unicorn because of one of his horns keeps growing. He's gonna be a one horner.
How do you come up with their names? You guys all get to help?
That looks like a cowboy.
That guy, he just looks like, he acts like a cowboy too. He's pretty fearless. The girls named them all.
Yes.
So
Actually, Vinny named them. I didn't name them.
You named Luna. That was yours. So
Oh
we
yeah.
got Luna's name, and then we thought we should kind of keep with that thing. That's how we got Sunny. But yeah, so I think we'll eventually get to the point where we'll be breeding maybe like 4 or 5 each year, and then spread it out. So like next year we'll have some born in April, some born in May, some born in June, so we camp kids can have some tiny little babies to care for. They're about 1 to 2 pounds when they're born. They're really little.
Yeah.
So these guys here are, they were born on March 30th. So they're getting to be about 8 weeks now. And these guys are about 5 weeks old or so. They're born on the 18th of April. Oh, hey, Miss Luna.
Her likes you already.
Yeah, I know. She likes, I know. Okay, here you go. Here you go.
Feeding on the sugar.
It's so funny. I'll be like feeding 4 of them at once. So I'll have 2 bottles between my knees and then one in each hand. And it's just like,
And one on your shoulder.
Like gymnastics.
And one on your shoulder.
I know. One on my shoulder. Alright.
So what are all the animals you have? Goats and
So we have goats, and then we have the chickens, and we have the 2 dogs. So we have, and what, Finn?
Chicks.
Oh, chicks, yep. And a hamster.
Yes.
But
Maybe we have a lot.
we just lost 6 of the chicks.
And we
So
have
I'm going to
ducks.
call it a hatchery. I think something
They're
went wrong
nuts.
with the order, because that's
And
a
I
lot to
wanted to
lose
buy a
in
horse.
order. But yeah, so this guy has lived in the house, and then both the twins have. So this little guy he was sick with pneumonia too for a little bit, so he actually slept in her bed. He would just like cry until he snuggled and would sleep in bed of Vivi. And the older ones, we potty trained them so they would pee and poop on command like a dog. It's pretty incredible. Yeah. So, because they lived in the.
Mostly mine pee like all the earth is out. Sunny's out.
They had to live in the house the first like 4 weeks or so because it was too cold and because the mom would reject them, and when you're doing feedings every 2 hours, it's just easier.
Yeah.
So they broke out the pack and play. They thought I was telling you things. It's so funny we have one of these pack and plays. I don't know if you have one that have like the little like toys on the side.
Luna is exhausted.
She's exhausting, I know, to take care of.
No,
Because
I
they
can
play with
barely
the toys on the side more than my toys ever did.
barely,
I know, I got more use out of it then.
barely lifts up.
Well, yeah, so we're building a new coop in the underneath the current coop. But yeah, so currently we have like 17 chickens, and then I think we're down to like 30 odd chicks. So we'll get, and if any of them becomes a rooster or is a rooster, we'll get an incubator and we'll start incubating our own eggs. I think that'd be a fun project for like the camp kids and stuff.
So at the camp, do all the kids, do they get fed and they feed the animals and stuff? And, okay.
Yeah, so the first couple ones until they leave, but yeah, they'll feed them, they'll get a brush on, learn how to milk. So we do the milking in the mornings, and yeah, I know. That's why I'm gonna plan ahead better and have the babies during the summer so the kids can do the milking for me, or the feedings. I know, it's funny too because so we milk and then we also feed the milk to the babies. But they do mostly formula. And I never did formula for any of my kids, and now I'm like, it's like going through Go Formula. You're like, oh my gosh, it is expensive. I'm like, come on, mom's a nurse. Because the other mom stopped, like, they only have 2 udders. And so, so the 3 babies that she didn't reject, if they all tried to nurse at the same time, she'd get really frustrated, the mom would, and then kick them all out, and then
you have to feed
them. Yeah. But yeah, so this is just a play up here. They don't, as you can see, so goats don't graze. It's kind of like a lot of people are like, oh, I want goats too, like so I don't have to mow my lawn, but they won't eat the grass. They like the timber, so they we'll take them out. So we're going to redo all this fencing this fall and include the timber so they can clear out some brush. Sunny. But they also, we halter train them, so we teach them to walk on the lead and stuff like that, which is not as easy as teaching a dog to walk on a leash, because goats can be pretty stubborn. But they are soft. That one's just like a teddy bear. Teddy bear. Yeah, we shaved a couple of them down. We just shaved the moms because it gets hot out.
Oh yeah, I bet. Especially right now.
Yeah. Yep. And so these goats are escape artists too. So they have broken out of the fence so many ways. And they were just actually up in the chicken coop, and they got in the coop and had broken through that door. So I walked in just before you guys came in. The goats were sitting on the chairs that were in there around a little table. Looked like they were just, we needed a card game going for them. Instead of dogs playing poker, because then goats playing poker. Yeah. What do you say? Should we go milk?
Hey,
Let's do some
Mom.
more milk? There you go. Good boy. Go, go, go. Win. There you go.
I know.
So we milk twice a day, every morning and in the evening.
And every night.
Yes, please.
So I usually get about 1 quart of milk. But you can get pretty. Sometimes I like to do donkey kicks, or if they get upset, they'll just sit their butt down.
Thank you.
Baby. What are you two
Once we're done
doing?
feeding the milk to the babies, I'll use their milk to make cheese. So the goat cheese, soaked with the milk, and then just drink it too.
Cool.
Because their milk is closest to cows as far as the goat breeds go. So we don't milk the other goat yet because she's still, we just let her nurse. You're giving me too much sugar in this cake. So this is how she eats her meals. This is the best motivator to get them to stand still while you milk them. Different than milking a cow. You definitely don't, comments from Charlotte, when people like try to pull down on the teats. And you never pull down. You just like squeeze.
Bonnet!
Yep.
And a bonnet.
So this is a Turkin. And
As a
it's a girl, but we call it a he. It's a he. She goes by he. But yeah, they're supposed to look like this. And they're the ugliest chicken I've ever seen. But it is the most like beloved chicken and the favorite of all the camp kids. The Turkin. It is like, and the Turkin will do, all the other chickens will be sleeping in one part and the Turkin sleeps alone. He does his own thing.
Is it called a turkin for any reason, or is it just this?
Yes, it's not a chicken for any reason.
Is he half turkey or
Yeah,
something like that?
Yeah, so they're a naked neck is what the breed is, but it's called a Turkin because it looks like it's got like the turkey, the bald turkey head. And the neighbors have ducks, and so I'm so close to a turducken. If I could just breed those two together, and I'm like, man, be the easiest turducken there ever was. Yeah. What are you doing, bud? What else? Did you want? You're welcome to go in. Like I said, all
Okay.
the
It needs to go.
Yeah, let me look up those questions. Oh my god, look at those.
If you have any desire to feed this guy still hungry. I never thought you like follow through 6 in a row.
Commitment.
Why don't you grab Sunny and Luna before they go out? Oh, you're the kids too.